Now I'm going to be showing you a simple Midge Pupa tied using this silver hook. Now, the hook I'm using is the competition heavyweight in silver. This one's from Fully Mill. Now 10s and 12s is the two main sizes that I've been using, and the fly is certainly worth having a few of these in your box. And I mean, there's lots of different colour combinations. It's up to yourself what ones you want to tie. First thing I do is run the thread through, or the wax through the thread. Now the thread I like to use, now once you run it through once, run your fingers through just to take away the excess wax. And the thread I like to use to tie these pupa is the UTC thread in black. And this is the 70. Now the wax gives you the grip, especially here at the back. Now when you start the thread between the point and the barb of the hook, 2 or 3 turns in, remove the waste piece at this point, and then come down, form a small tag with the thread, come back up. Now a turn short of where the point you started, and we tie in some Opal Mirage tinsel, this one here, in medium. Now basically this is just going to highlight the back. It's quite simple. Now basically what I do is tie it on top, as I say, with the turn to, now you can see the waste end, it runs by the eye of the hook. It's much easier to control this instead of trying to catch it in here. And I want to slightly double up on it anyway, it thickens it a wee bit. Helps towards the taper of the fly. Now I've got both ends. Just pull it, get it started, go over the back with the thread, keep it neat. And then we want to rib basically the hook, keeping the Opal Mirage tinsel on top, both ends. Just work your way up. I mean, remember, this here's going to be coated with a resin, so don't worry if it's not slack enough or not tight enough, it will still be okay. You can see there it looks quite flat at this point. Now, but 2/3 of the way up, just going to fold back the longer part of the tinsel and then carry on up with the thread to the eye. Now before I get to the top, I'm going to trim away the waste. Carry on up to the eye of the hook. Just going to curl this back. And as I start to come down, I'm going to tie in basically a fluorescent orange Goose Biot in this case. You could use, I'm tying a few with flexi floss, you could, there's many materials you could use for the wing buds. I'm just going to use the Goose Biot. I'm just going to line the ends up a bit. There's a natural curve in this fibre and you want the curve to come away from the hook, both sides. So I'm bringing them in, tying both in at the same time, and work your way towards the back. Now at this point, just come in on the underside there, the far Goose Biot slipped round a wee bit, so go back. Sometimes happens, especially when you're winding away. Just make sure it's sitting where you want. Just check, it's looking a wee bit better. I'm going to build the thorax up using the thread. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sort of come 2/3 of the way down, catch in a single turn or two with the thread, the Mirage, trim away the waste, and then I'm going to get some red holographic tinsel, just a medium size. This one's from Vineyards. Down this on top. This will help form the thorax as well, give you the taper that you want. Changing the colour. Just go up and down a couple of times to get a nice shape. I'm going to I'll bring up the Goose Biots first, both together, hold them at the back, come round. Now I like them to crisscross, and I'll show you what I mean, like that, so they're sitting like that. And then bring the red holographic tinsel over, nice and tight. A couple of turns, fold this back, fold the tinsel back, form a head with the thread, and then keeping the thread tight we can tear away the biots, but still keep a hold of the thread and then go straight in for a finish. And then we can basically tidy the head area up, 3 or 4 turns trim away your thread. Just catch the edge of the red holographic. It should tear off quite easy. There we are. Now you can see it's quite sparse as a pupa, but when you put a resin on it, it obviously lifts it up. Now what I'm going to do is put some resin, tiny drop at the top first, using this is just a UV resin, a light one, using my needle, or my dubbing needle, sorry. I'm just going to form the thorax first. Just get a nice shape into it. This will take away any lumps and bumps you may have. And then set the resin. So that's a single coat there, nothing on the back, so now we can coat the whole fly, or the whole midge. So again, a drop on the top. Good thing about the resin, you can always add it on, take it off. Just run this along the back and underneath. You can see the shine, the hook comes through really well. So these are good, especially in dark water. Now what I may do is I need to set this. I may put on a tiny bit more resin onto the body. Best to build it up and try to put on too much at once and end up with a lumpy bumpy tight midge, which you don't want. Always put it on near the top and then trail it towards the back, so it helps to give me the taper that I want. So take your time. Just give it a second just to see it's okay. Set the resin again. Now I'm going to finish off with a coat of varnish, and then that's it. Simple to tie. As I say, there's lots of colour variations out there. There's a couple of nice ideas in there you can mess about with. I like to run the varnish even onto the back of the hook here. And then, see, the varnish coats the resin and stops it being tacky. And there we are. Simple midge pupa, sparse midge, using the silver hook, which is really good, and you'll be amazed how well that catches the light. So I hope you enjoyed that.